asked the Department of General Services to begin the process of designing and funding an indoor range there at the police academy, so that the noise will be going away here in the next couple of years. So we'll be building an indoor range there. It'll be shared by both the police and the sheriff's department. So we've already started that process, and you'll see that noise going away here in just a couple of years.
A couple of years.
It'll take that long for, I mean, just to get anything designed and built, it will take that long. But we started the process already. One more question. Yes, sir.
I have one important question. Speaking of affordable housing in Nashville, have the city considered putting affordable housing all around the city? And I mean by that, there's a lot of surplus property owned by Metro that can be built in Green Hills, it can be built in Bellevue, it can be built all around the city that not necessarily concentrated in one particular location. So I think that will sort of level the playing field for all the people living in Nashville.
I support that. I do, and we'll make sure that that is part of what happens. Let me talk to you about what's going to happen. I'm going to go over just a second, Judge. You can hold me in contempt. Oops, and I just changed that. I'm so sorry. So for example, at Cheatham Place, where we will be building new housing in the future, there was one on the drawing boards for about 100 units on an existing MDHA lot there. And it will be housing that will be for the teacher that teaches at Univista, right, at the elementary school, just a couple of blocks away. It will be housing that is appropriate and fits into the income of that person, as well as people who are making significantly more and significantly less. So we are very much aware that concentrating poverty is a mistake. And so I will work my hardest to make sure that as we build this housing, that it is not creating the kinds of things we are working hard at MDHA to eliminate. So I want to say, I'm going to finish by saying, as I talk to neighborhood associations and chambers of commerce, what I have heard is that the budget ought to focus on public safety, public education, transit and transportation, affordable housing, and making sure overall that everybody in town has a chance to benefit from the prosperity we're seeing. And if that's not what you believe, you can email me at mayor@nashville.gov and it will make it to me. You can go on to hub.nashville.gov and put it in there. If you got a good idea, if you think I totally missed something or if I'm totally off the mark, let me know, because we are trying to listen to folks, hear their priorities before we submit a budget to the council, and you still have time to be heard this year. Thank you very much.
I'm always talking about equity and parity. Long before even considering running for office or doing anything politically related, we talked about equity and parity. What we've had a distinct lack of in District 1 are those things, equity and parity. We heard the conversation about our schools in our district, those priority schools that have a lack of resources, where I'm constantly in the building and seeing shortage of teachers, shortage of supplies, shortage of resources for both staff and student. Being someone that's frequently dropping off snacks at schools and feeding those kids, that's sitting in there when they're doing standardized testing and watching 7th and 8th graders open a box and we pass out calculators and they ask how to turn them on. And it's test day. That's been the overall outlook for too long in this area. We heard the statement, demand more, demand better, be more involved. And we have to, because the reality is there has been a very distinct lack of parity and equity.
Building a live, work, and play atmosphere inside of our community. We're not done yet. We're only beginning. We're at the start. We're not at the finish line. But we do know that one of the things that we're looking for is better infrastructure. And those of you who live across the Clarksville Highway Bridge every day during the work hours, it is crazy getting across the bridge now. We have to have better infrastructure for our community. And that is what we're looking for, and I have been fighting for that on a continual basis. If it need another bridge that we're going forward to, we're going to push for that. And whatever that we need, we're going to look for that because it is our time, it is our season, and we should be there.
At the bottom, SB 36 is a bill for people who have felonies, restoring their rights. And Senator Dickerson asked to take that bill over, and that bill is moving. When I first came to the General Assembly 13 years ago, Senator Henry told me it's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't mind who gets the credit. So Senator Dixon will get the credit, but the fact that if we can get felonies to restore their vote without having to wait till they pay all their court costs, then I'm willing to suck up my pride and let him do that. Okay, and then on page 2, SB 59, this is a bill that's coming up tomorrow in Judicial Affairs. So you all pray for me and call the Senate members of the Judicial Committee and encourage them to vote. Basically what it says is that if you are a parent and you get convicted of a non-violent offense, rather than sending you to prison, there are about 15 to 20 things that a judge could do. It might be sending you to get help with addiction. It could be helping you get your GED. It could be sending you to parenting school. There's just an array of things. But Tennessee is number 7 in the country in terms of sending parents to prison, which costs an awful lot of money, about $40,000 a year. And there's also historically that if parents are in prison, there's a great likelihood that their children are going to be in prison. So we're trying to break that cycle. So please don't delay on what I'm asking you. Call the Senate Judicial Committee. You can Google it and encourage them to vote for that bill.